video, we're going to look at how to create and save a Python program, and then how to use the def keyword to define a function. So in Python, you go to File, New Window, and then the editor window appears. So you can see here we've got the interpreter shell we talked about before behind, and here is the editor, and this is where we're going to write the program. So the first idea is to save the program. So let's save it, and I'm going to call it first.py. Now all Python programs end in p.py. Now I could write just the sort of thing I've been writing before in the interpreter, so I can write, hello, this is my first program, and then when I run this, this will just run this in the interpreter. So if I go run and then run module or F5, remember to save, and then this has appeared again in the interpreter. So that's, here's the program, saved, run, and then appears in the interpreter window. However, that doesn't really take us any much further than we've had before. So we're actually going to write a complete function so that we can save it and run it several times. So when we start, we generally start with a comment. So this program will say hello to the user, and generally the students, we really encourage them to write their name at the top of the program in a comment so that you can see whose program is whose. Also to use comments throughout their programs so that they can remember what they actually did and why they did it. So the hash sign there in front of any line makes it into a comment, so the computer just completely ignores it when it runs. So the next we're going to do is we're going to define the function, and we do this using the word def. Def is a keyword short for define, and afterwards we're going to name our function. I'm going to call it main. I could call it anything. Main is by convention the main program that we have in Python, and it doesn't have any arguments to pass in, which would appear in the brackets, so I can just close the brackets without anything in it. But all functions have either an empty bracket or brackets with something in that's going to be passed into that function. The next thing we need is a colon. This indicates that a new block of code is appearing, so if I press enter you'll see it's indented neatly inside. Now indentation is really important in Python. So now we can write print what is your name, or some sort of prompt like that inside the quotes, and then I'm going to get the user to input that something, so I'm just going to have an empty input statement underneath. Now at the moment that would print what is your name, that would input something from the keyboard, but it wouldn't be saved anywhere. So I'm going to save that somewhere, and I'm going to make a variable called your name, and that's going to take the value that the user types in at the keyboard in response to this input statement. And then I can print whatever your name was. So I've got a print statement, an input statement, another print statement. So if I run this, it'll prompt me to save again. Now this time nothing's happened. Nothing's happened because I've defined this as main, so I need to call main here to run my function. And don't forget the brackets. What is your name? Sue, and it's Sue. So that's our first program. and we're quite happy with that. In the next video we'll show you how to format the output.